Thank you, Sean. Thank you for everyone at Icon Coaching.
Simon, congratulations, man. You know what that is?
That's winning.
It's winning, baby. I love it when you're winning. That's fantastic.
I got 2 under contract, so that's like 2.8 million in 2 weeks.
You've got to take control of your production to make sure that you're making more money, your bank account balance is rising, that your net worth is increasing, and that's what we want to see happen.
So that they can save the listing.
Which I'm really, really thankful for, Sean. Thank you.
See everyone coming on board. Welcome to Icon Coaching's webinar.
Hello and welcome, everybody. I trust you're doing well today, that you're fired up and ready to just plug in to learn from Icon Coaching today, a new strategy, a new tactic that is going to help you just crush it with your real estate career. Guys, I want to see you providing for yourself and your loved ones at an exceptional level for years and years to come. Out of curiosity, how many of you want to make this year the best financial year of your entire life? If you answered yes to that, here's my question. Are you a dream believer or are you a dream buyer? And you get to choose every single day. See, dream believers are always in abundance, gang. Everybody you know has a dream, yet dream buyers, they're rare. They're exceptionally rare. In fact, dream buyers, what they do, first and foremost, they're willing to pay the price to obtain the dream. Yet sadly, a lot of people, they don't even analyze what the cost of the dream actually is. What does it cost you to obtain what it is you'd like out of your life? Have you actually analyzed that price tag? Have you looked at it? Do you know what it's going to take? What price do you have to pay to obtain the dream that you want? Nobody's going to give it to you, in other words, right? There's never been a person that I've coached up to the pinnacle that when they got there, turned around and said, Sean, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Guys, it's hard work. Yet there are some shortcuts to the process. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How you, and by the way, I don't care if you're a seasoned veteran or a brand new agent with a zero bank account balance, each one of you will be able to today implement this new strategy and tactic right into your business to increase the number of listing leads that you're generating. See, getting buyer leads, guys, that's simple. All you have to do is advertise houses. You're going to get buyer leads, yet getting seller leads is something profoundly more difficult. And many people will tell you it's a heck of a lot more expensive. What I want to talk to you about today is a free way where it's not going to impact your marketing budget at all to generate seller leads. So if that interests you, just lean in with me. Let's pay attention today. And yet before we start, I just want to know, where are you guys from? Go ahead and type into the chat. Where are you located in this beautiful world? Is it somewhere in the 50 US states? Are you up in Canada? Are you down in Mexico? Are you in Europe? Are you in Asia, Australia? Talk to me. Where are you guys at? Type it in the chat. Do it as fast as you can. Right on. California, Michigan, Indianapolis. Fantastic. Virginia, Washington, I see Florida, Central Florida, Arizona, Illinois. Good, you guys are spread out all over the place. Maryland, North Carolina, Las Vegas, all right. I don't see anybody from Texas yet, which is interesting. Yet, guys, we're bringing Texas, Sales Surge, it's a live 4-hour workshop where you're gonna learn everything about artificial intelligence to combine that with your social media marketing to become a content creator. See, everything starts with content, and how I view content, kind of like Big Tobacco looks at cigarettes or chewing tobacco, or how Big Farm looks at opioids, and the alcohol industry looks at your consumption of alcohol. See, the more somebody ingests that stuff, the more addicted they become to it. Your marketing is no different. See, the more content you can put out there, the more they ingest this content, the more addicted to your content they become, the more addicted to you they become. This is a positioning ploy that when they think real estate, gang, they think you. And you're going to learn how to do that at the live Sales Surge training. We're going to 4 cities in Texas early October, October 6th through the 9th. We're doing San Antonio one day, then Austin, then Houston, then Dallas, just back to back to back, 4 days in a row. If you know anybody in Texas who should be there, reach out to them. Tell them to go to iconcoaching.com, go ahead and register. Or maybe you don't live in Texas, you want to get on an airplane. Maybe you got some points, you want to cash them in, come spend a half day with us. Please do. Just go to iconcoaching.com, register for live Sales Surge. By the way, it's free to attend. No cost, no obligation, no high pressure tactics or strategies to get you engaged in Icon Coaching. No, just 4 hours of your time invested in you. invested in your business plan and strategy so that you can get out there and make the best of it in 2025. Guys, whatever it takes, I just encourage you to be there, get in the right rooms, engage in training, because your business, your production, your bank account balance, quite frankly, it's going to grow to the extent that you personally grow. So we get that. And let me go ahead and pull up my slide deck here real quick. And what we're going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to walk you guys through a strategy that's going to just crush it for you. And I'm so excited. I just have to flip around my display settings and then go ahead and share my screen. Bear with me just one more second here, guys, as I go through the gyrations of making this thing work. Here we go. And interesting. Almost there, guys. Sorry for the technical issues, but here we go. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you can see kind of my bio. Actually, I can't see you. Day, can you see it?
Yes, all good, Shon.
Thank you, Day. And you're not able to participate with me, but what you can do is type into the chat, and I'd love to hear from you if you have questions, if I didn't go deep enough into a particular subject or something like that. Now, by the way, the only reason I put this up on my screen first is maybe to give you a reason to want to listen to what I have to say. Gang, I've been around the block a time or two. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or just brag or anything like that. So please do not misunderstand why I put this up here. I just put it up there to show you guys, I have been there. I have done that. I have been in your shoes. I've struggled in my career. There's no doubt about that. And I've discovered a few shortcuts. See, I am fortunate enough that many of the top producing agents who have higher goals and objectives and dreams for their life have engaged with me to help me help them get there. And all of my clients are absolutely crushing it. So I want you to crush it too. Yet at the same time, guys, let's be realists just for a moment. And let's agree that this struggle that we're all going through in today's crazy economy, it's real. You know, some of you are feeling like, I'm not sure where my next deal is coming from. There's uncertainty in today's market. They think, well, how am I going to pay my bills? A real struggle, you guys. I've been there. I've been there where my my grocery list was bigger than my bank account balance. We've all been there, where you have to put certain things back on the shelves that you can't afford to purchase. Trust me, been there. Others are saying, well, I just don't know what to do in today's market. What worked 2 years ago, it's not working today. What am I going to do? I don't know what to do. And what that does, it forces us into kind of a victim mentality. I want to reject that. And I want to give you the tools and the skill to reject that yourself. See, 71% of agents did not close a single transaction in the US in the last 12 months. Think about this. Now, do you want to be part of the 29% who's doing deals? Or do you want to be one of the 71% that's dying on the vine? That's why you showed up today, so you can remain relevant, no doubt about that. Yet, because of what's going on in the marketplace, I wanted to take a moment during our webinar today and introduce you to somebody who's on the webinar with me, who quite frankly I asked not to be here, but they show up wherever I go. They show up wherever you go. It's Mick. It's MIC. It's an acronym that stands for My Inner Cynic. And we've all got one. It's this internal dialogue, this voice that talks to us all the time. It's the voice who just said to you, why is Shon talking about that? How is that going to impact my business? See, here's the thing. Mick has a very special job, and that job is to keep you comfortable, right? To keep you inside your little comfort bubble. Oh, don't call that prospect again, Mick says. You just called him yesterday. You left a message. They're ghosting you. Don't bother them. And so if we listen to Mick, we're liable to make a few errors in judgment every single day. So you don't call that prospect, but then a week later, you've got this itch and you decide to pick up the phone and you call the prospect. Too late to find out that they just listed with another realtor yesterday. See, Mick wants to keep you comfortable. Mick wants to divert your thoughts to the things that you're comfortable doing, right? Oh, don't call that for sale by owner. Hey, why don't you create this color brochure instead? Oh, well, doing the color brochure, that's comfortable. I'm going to do that, right? Yet by challenging Mick, the reason I wanted to start with this today, quite frankly, and here's the bottom line. When we can differentiate our thoughts between limiting beliefs and empowering beliefs and reject those limiting beliefs to engage in a more empowering thought process, well, then undoubtedly it's going to change our trajectory for the better. It's going to give you competence, leads to confidence, and it impacts your mindset in a powerful way. Yet Mick wants you to stay here in this position of frustration, of anger, of complaining, of just being upset about this or that and blaming everybody else and for your current circumstance, right? Mick's favorite position is I don't know, by the way. I don't know what to do. I don't know why this is happening to me. I don't know why the prospects aren't answering my calls. I don't know why the strategy is not working. See, staying stuck in this I don't know, believe it or not, is a position of comfort, meaning I don't have to do anything about it other than sit here and complain about my circumstances. By the way, I'm going to justify my current position and I'm going to blame everybody else and everything else. It's not my fault. It's the inventory's fault. It's not my fault. It's the Fed. They haven't raised or lowered interest rates. They keep raising them. It's their fault, right? No, rather, it's those of you who can take personal responsibility for everything in your life who can actually do something about it. So there's something magical when we choose to, and it's a choice, to take responsibility for all the outcomes in our life. And forgive my voice. Yet, to take responsibility, something magical happens. See, you hold the steering wheel of your life and you can turn it any direction that you want to, yet Mick is going to try to keep you inside your little comfort zone. So by challenging Mick, by pushing Mick aside, saying, not today, Mick, I'm going to take aggressive and appropriate action because I deserve it. My family deserves it. I want to see my bank account balance rise, Mick, and you're in the way. Get out of my way, Mick. See, Mick, the bottom line is, Mick is a liar. Mick is telling you things about yourself that, quite frankly, some of you are believing to be true. Like Mick is going to say, you're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not handsome or beautiful enough. You're not tall enough. You're not thin enough. I mean, Mick puts all this crap inside your head, you guys. So I want you to challenge Mick today. I'm going to digress. I'm going to share a quick story about my beautiful wife, my best friend. We've been married for 34 years. By the way, we met when we were 12 years old in junior high school. Yeah, we called it junior high back then instead of middle school, but we met in the 7th grade. We were 12 years old, started dating when we were 16. Now, we were married at 21, and right about this time of our life, maybe 21, 22, and by the way, she was Miss Budweiser when this occurred. So she was doing all these promo events and pictures on posters and up in teenagers' balls and, garages all over the place. But nevertheless, she's a beautiful, beautiful woman, very attractive. And we'd be getting ready for dinner, for example. And she'd look at herself in the mirror and she would start pointing out all of her little flaws, right? Oh, this isn't right, or that isn't right, or I look like this, or I look like that, right? And many of us can relate to this. Women, men, I don't care. We all relate to this at some level or another, right? And finally, I turned to her and I said, honey, if you had a best friend who talked to you about you the way that you talk about yourself, would they be your best friend? She said to me, don't you coach me, Shon. So the bottom line is, though, if we should be our own best friends, we should be our biggest cheerleader. And yet Mick is the complete opposite of that in many, many cases. So here's my input. Just don't listen to Mick. And when Mick kind of pipes in, just differentiate the thoughts. That's Mick's thought. That's not your thought. That's just Mick. Push Mick aside. Stop it, Mick. Not now, Mick. Shut the hell up, Mick. Whatever it takes. Engage in a more positive action and mindset, guys. It'll make all the difference. See, Mick wants you to live here in a constant state of blame. It's not my fault. It's somebody else's fault. I'm going to justify my actions. Well, I did this because you did that. Think about how many marriages are just torn to pieces because of this idea of justification. I have to be right. No, you don't. Just let them be wrong with dignity and keep the peace. Simple as that. Complaining. Can you picture somebody who complains all the time? Of course, that fast you get an image in your mind, a picture of that person who complains all the time. Let me ask, is their life like amazing? Seriously, is it just awesome? Would you want to trade places with them? Probably not. And they say, well, look at all this garbage in my life. Shon, of course I complain because I got all this garbage. I said, I think you've got that backward, quite frankly. Guys, hear me on this, okay? You've got garbage in your life because you complain. What we focus on expands. It's been proven scientifically over and over again. Like energy attracts like energy. Complain about things, guess what you receive? More things to complain about. Yet when we can shift our mindset toward gratitude, gratitude is an energy, by the way, it's physically, mentally, emotionally impossible, but to be a victim, blaming, complaining, and justify, and to be in a state of gratitude simultaneously, you just can't do it. So I'll tell you what, if you ever find yourself down in the dumps, you're feeling a little bit lethargic, maybe even burned out, just write down 5 things real fast, as fast as you can, 5 things you're grateful for. It impacts your mindset, your attitude, your energy, and it makes this business a little bit easier when we've got the right mindset. I think you might agree. Yet let's agree, complaining is draining, guys, not only on you, yet it's your relationships. It just sucks the energy out of it when we complain. So let's just make a commitment right now. No complaining. I mean, seriously, not during this webinar, not after this webinar, not at the office, not with your prospects, and definitely not at home. I promise you, it changes everything when we stop complaining. So let's do that. I want to do a quick review of this model toward mastery. By the way, it's 5 sections to a pyramid. Here's what it's going to look like. I want you to draw it out. At the base of this pyramid, I want you to write in the word foundation. There's 4 quadrants that impact the strength, the depth, the width, and the amount of rebar within your foundation. It's your knowledge. You got to know what to do. You got to know what to say. Your skills. You got to know how to do it. You got to know how to say it. Those first 2 categories impact your mindset in such a powerful way. By improving your competence, you improve your confidence. By improving your confidence, you improve your mindset and your attitude in such a powerful way. I think you all deserve that. And the final category of the strength of your foundation is your habits. CFM Alexander said people don't decide their future, they decide their habits. And their habits decide their future. Now, as we push forward, we're talking about pipeline, and that's what today's webinar is all about, how to fill your pipeline with motivated seller leads, okay? So we're going to get into how to fill the pipeline, how to nurture your pipeline, how to convert your pipeline to appointments, to contracts, to commission checks, okay? With tenacity in this pipeline phase, we break through to this position of momentum. It's a great place to be. It's also a terrifying place to be. Most agents get to momentum and they get sucked down into the busyness of the work, right? They're sucked down into the 80% stuff, all this work that needs to be done that should be delegated, but the agent gets sucked down in the weeds and the 80% stuff. And forget this proactive 20% work I could be doing over here, which is practice, lead generation, lead follow-up, going on appointments, negotiating contracts. Just 5 things. And by the way, those are the only 5 things that are going to move your bank account balance up, okay? By giving an inordinate amount of time to those 5 things, by time blocking your time, building a perfect week schedule, and staying focused, you're going to break through to momentum. Yet most agents get to momentum. That's 3 to 5 pending contracts all at once. They get sucked down in the weeds, don't they? They're doing inspections, dealing with contractors, mortgage companies, title issues. They're dealing with the emotions of the buyers and the sellers. And man, forget about this pipeline phase, all this proactive lead generation. I don't have time to do that because I got to get these deals closed. So this is why you have a great month, 1 month, all the deals closed. What happens the next month? It's a terrible month. You have 0 pending, 0 active listings. And so you have to work that month just to get some pending things for the next month. But the cycle begins again. It's painful to watch an agent go through this roller coaster of income, production, of activity because of the normal day in and day out of this business. So once you get to momentum gain, the goal is to get to leverage as fast as humanly possible by applying models, systems, technology, and people. See, with leverage, you're going to soar with your career. You're going to constantly be on the uptick. One year you close 10, the next year you're closing 25, the next year you're closing 75, the next year you're closing 150. Okay, when you can apply leverage. See, leverage is the only thing that's going to bring you beyond your natural ceiling of achievement, and we all have one of those. We get it. So with tenacity and just a full-on commitment, you will ultimately reach this position of mastery. It's not going to happen tomorrow. Malcolm Gladwell tells us it takes 10,000 hours to master anything. So mastery is the goal. My questions for you today are, which phases are you in right now? And what are you willing to commit to get to the next phase of this model? It's why you showed up today, and I'm here to deliver. So let's get into what we're going to talk about. I already mentioned this icon maxim, a dream believer, a dream buyer, you choose. Let's get into the cost. Get into the price tag associated with your dream. I'm going to recommend a platform, a program, a company called Homeward. See, Homeward, it's a solid business case for real estate agents because they're going to help you with 3 basic challenges. I know it says 2 here, but I'm going to throw in a third. Yet the first is, by approaching Homeward, they will financially back you to give a cash offer to any homeowner in your state, quite frankly. So long as you're licensed in that state, you can go to Homeward, formulate a partnership with them, and they will back your cash offers all day long. Now, take this in the spirit I mean it. By putting the opportunity for any homeowner to engage with you and receive a cash offer within 24 hours, close as soon as 10 business days, you're going to generate seller leads. Now, you'll have 0 financial risk or obligation because Homeward is going to bear the brunt of that financial risk. Now, their offer is probably going to be somewhere around 70% of the retail value of this real estate. So you can go to any seller, provide them a cash offer within 24 hours. Well, Shon, what if they don't want to accept that cash offer? Well, you're already on to the strategy, right? You get it. By getting people to raise their hand, yes, you provide them with a cash offer. Here's what I've learned through Homeward, Opendoor, Orchard, Redfin, EXP Express offers. Here's what I've learned. 97% of the time, the potential seller who receives the cash offer rejects the cash offer and probably lists with the agent who brought it to them. I hope that makes sense to you guys. This is a way to generate multiple seller leads every single day when you follow what I'm going to outline for you today. Additionally, there's some other sideline benefits to Homeward other than just them putting forward a cash offer that they're going to back you to make sure that you can bring this to the seller. Okay. They love you, by the way, because they're looking for the deals. They want you to get out there and hustle for them. And you're going to receive your full commission on this deal. So if you want to charge a 7% fee, you're going to get both sides of the transaction when you go directly to them. Now, of course, they have fees on top of that. We'll get into it. It averages about 7%, but what they're going to do is they're going to back your cash offer. You can actually acquire that property if the seller is into convenience and they don't mind walking away from a little bit of equity for the convenience factor. Perhaps they're under financial duress. Maybe they just inherited the property and they live out of state. They don't want to have to deal with staging the property and bringing it to market. So they just want out as fast as possible. That's the 3% that are going to accept the cash deal. But again, you get both sides of the commission. Keep it. By the way, you could also work out a deal, ideally, to where when they purchase it, that you're guaranteed to get the listing back. They're going to pay you a skinny percent commission on the sales side, but on this deal, you get paid twice. Okay. Additionally, they will back your home buyer by putting a cash offer in on behalf of your buyer. Like, let's say they have a property they need to sell, they need the equity out. So rather than doing a contingent offer or listing their house for sale and possibly being homeless, Homeward will go in with a cash offer on behalf of your seller, who's the buyer. They'll put the cash offer forward, the buyer buys it, they'll pay the fee, and they'll get to stay in their current home until it's listed and ultimately sold. Of course, they're going to make payments through the process and all of that. But I encourage you to go to Homeward's website. They've got several videos that I want you to watch to really educate yourself on how that works and why it works. So it helps them buy before they sell. So it also doesn't jeopardize your commission in any way, shape, or form. So with Homeward, you gain a competitive edge as a real estate professional. Provide a cash offer to any homeowner within your state within 24 hours. Close as soon as 10 business days with zero financial risk or obligation. Okay. Second, pitch your clients as cash buyers, boosting their chances in multiple offer scenarios, or it doesn't even have to be a multiple offer situation. Perhaps the seller's asking 500 and you want to negotiate aggressively, which you can in some cases in today's market. A cash offer is going to negotiate a little bit stronger than a financed offer, no doubt about that. So you might leverage Homeward for a first-time buyer who wants a better deal. Of course, they're going to pay the fee to Homeward, and if they can negotiate with a cash offer, they'll get a better deal. All right, let's move on. Competitive edge. Commission is safe with Homeward. Okay, you're going to get the full commission and work out a deal to where they'll relist with you once they buy it. Customizable strategy. So they have multiple options at Homeward that I want you to investigate. Now, this is not a Homeward webinar. At the same time, Homeward is the best platform that after studying all of them, Homeward was the best of the best. Okay. You could also do investor-backed marketing strategy by identifying local wholesalers. You can do that through local Facebook groups. I promise you that there's real estate investor Facebook groups that you can align with, that you can join, and you'll find wholesalers that are there. You can DM them. By the way, there's a couple of strategies there. Number one, ask them to back your offers financially. So they are the mortgage company for you to make cash offers. Now you play the realtor role, they pay the investor role. Okay. So they say, okay, I'm interested in this geographic territory. Here's my buy box. Then you essentially circle prospect that neighborhood offering a cash offer for the neighborhood that investor would like to purchase in. So it's already backed, and yet you're putting forward, I'll give you a cash offer within 24 hours, close as soon as 10 business days. Interested? Pick up the phone, give me a call. Also, attending networking events. By the way, if you just Googled networking events for real estate investors in your zip code, you're going to find multiple free real estate investor networking groups that get together on a weekly or monthly basis where you just show up. Generally, it's free to attend. You bring a stack of your business cards with you and you just start networking that room. Okay, you just start introducing yourself. You start speaking with investors. You're going to identify many wholesalers. By the way, these wholesalers are investing thousands of dollars every single month in their lead generation strategies, calling the notice of default list, doing direct mail. Many of them are doing PPC or paying for online lead generation to get potential seller leads that are willing to accept a cash offer. Now, many of these cash offers that they put forward, we already talked about this. 97% of the time, they're going to reject a cash offer because it's too low. Now, ask the investor, what are you doing with your dead leads? Meaning, I know you're working hard to identify potential sellers who would accept a wholesale offer. Many of them are rejected. What are you doing with the rejected offers? Now, many of these investors, it just sits dormant in their database and it ultimately dies there. Now, if you could offer to that investor a way to monetize their dead leads list by offering a referral fee or a flat fee per transaction, you'll find that they will give you the leads gladly, and then you just pay them the referral fee when the deal closes. It's a great lead generation strategy. I picked that up from Chris Craddock, who will close 800 transactions this year, I should say. And a lion's share of that income is generated through wholesalers sending them referrals. In fact, he'll pay over $100,000 a month in referral fees to wholesalers that have identified sellers who rejected their cash offer. They just refer it to Chris, and he brings it to the open market in a retail fashion, takes the listing, gets the deal closed. It's a great strategy, you guys. I'm just brainstorming with you here a little bit and spitballing to maybe spark something in your mind, a strategy that you can implement and deploy. I'd also encourage you to reach out to your allied resource partners, your mortgage companies, your title companies, your home warranty providers. See, they know many wholesalers in your market, and they would be happy to give you a warm introduction. Just ask them to send a group text introducing you, and then you can apply the same strategy. Will you back me on my cash offer process? It's a marketing strategy to generate many seller leads. Will you back me? Okay. By the way, what are you doing with your dead leads, those that you put an offer forward to that rejected your offer? Would you like to monetize that list of people who have rejected your cash offers? Great strategy. Okay. And I'm going to share another one with you about a real estate investor seminar that is going to bring multiple investors to you as well. So we're going to do that at the end of the webinar. Also, I encourage you to flip the script. See, about 3 times a week, I receive a text message, not that I requested it, but I receive a text message from wholesalers here in the Austin, Texas market, just asking me if I have any good deals that they should investigate, right? So flip the script on them. So anytime I get a text like that, I just say, I might, when do you have 5 minutes for a quick conversation? I'd like to learn more about you and your investment strategy. And they'll bounce back saying, how about this evening at 6 p.m.? Perfect, let's have a conversation. So during that conversation, I just ask them the question, what are you doing with those leads, those sellers who rejected your cash offer? And would you like to monetize that list of people? I mean, otherwise you're just sitting dormant and dead in your database, no way to monetize it. Yet if I can get them to list with me, I'll happily give you a 20% referral fee, 20% of the gross commission income. Now that's legal if they're licensed. It's not legal if they're not licensed, yet you can pay a flat fee per closed transaction. And I think you can skip around that pretty easily. At the same time, though, I'm going to ask that you speak with your broker in charge just to run the idea past them, make sure that they give you the thumbs up before you'd offer a referral fee, okay? But flip the script on these investors. By the way, investors love realtors, especially when you're out there proactively helping them find good deals, okay? So let's talk about marketing you as the cash offer expert. First and foremost, social media. You can do this organically. You can do it through meta ads. Yeah, just imagine with me that you throw caution to the wind. You get an investor relationship who's willing to back you. You can do that, again, through Homeward. You can do it through Opendoor. You can do it through Orchard. Just work it out with them, and they will back you financially to go to anybody in your state and give them a cash offer, okay? So let's say you do a video, and you're going to post it organically just to your news feed. It's all good. You might want to boost it. You might want to tag a few people in it. That's all good. Yet here's how the video should sound. You say, hey, I'm Shon Kokoszka. I'm with eXp Realty. Let me ask, are you thinking about selling your house? If so, don't worry about painting your walls, replacing your carpet, or staging your house. I will give you an as-is cash offer in the next 24 hours. We can close as soon as 10 business days or whatever time frame you'd like. Would you like your cash offer? If so, just DM me right now. It'll be my pleasure to get working for you right away. Or maybe it's pick up the phone, give me a call. Here's my phone number. So bottom line is you're going to receive many people who are raising their hand saying, hey, Mrs. Realtor, I would love my cash offer. So you take the property details, you either get with your investor, maybe you happen to be with eXp Realty like I am. We've got our own baked in platform called Express Offers here at eXp, where any eXp agent who obtains their certification through Express Offers can go to anybody in their state with a cash offer within 24 hours, close as soon as 10 business days with zero financial risk or obligation. So again, you take the property details, you give it to your wholesaler. They put forward a cash offer. You present the offer just like this with a net sheet. And here's how it sounds. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you don't have to accept this cash offer. Yet if you do for immediate liquidation in an as-is sale with no repairs, well, you're going to pay a premium for the convenience factor. And here's what you're going to net should you accept this cash offer. Now, if you'd prefer, we could bring the house to the open market. And based on those houses that have recently sold, the houses you'd compete with for a buyer, here's what you could fetch in the open market. And here's what you would net. Significantly more than the cash offer. Now, given the two choices, would you rather accept the cash offer for convenience or maybe go through a couple of gyrations and a little bit of a headache to net a heck of a lot more money? Which would you prefer? Now, again, 97% of the time, they're rejecting the cash offer, and they'll probably list with the agent who brought it to them. They have an overwhelming sense that you have their best interest at the heart of your approach. It's your choice. Cash offer for convenience, or let's bring it to the open market. A little bit of extra work, but you're going to net a lot more money. Which would you prefer? The whole goal here, though, is to get them to raise their hand. And by the whole goal of marketing altogether is to get people to raise their hand to create a conversation. And that's the goal. So by putting this lead magnet out there, you're going to create more conversations and you're going to find sellers who don't want to go the wholesale route. They want to bring it to the open market to net more money. And if they do want to go the wholesale route, well, you're in the catbird seat. You can cherry pick these deals. You might be in a financial position to acquire that property or at least put an assignable contract in place so you could truly be a wholesaler and you can sell the contract to another buyer and just pull profit without even have to close on the property. So guys, if you'd like more information, how to do that, here's a couple of other things I'd like to talk about though. First and foremost, let me go back to this slide. So presenting the cash offer, it's all about convenience or netting a higher price or higher proceeds. And when you put it in simplistic terms like that, they're going to list with you more often. There's some other vendors that I'd like for you to investigate. There's Knock. They have their home swap guarantee. They have a program for this that enables buyers to put cash offer forwards to their sellers to the listing that they'd like to purchase. And they tap into the equity of that seller. They acquire the property for cash. They make the payment on the additional borrowed funds, and they pay about a 7% fee to HomeSwap. And of course, they pay your commission on top of that. I want you to investigate Orchard as well with their instant equity offers because you can collect a commission through Orchard. Orchard acquires the property. HomeLight, they have their Clever Offers program. Check out HomeLight. Okay, HomeLight works in a couple of different ways for you, where when you register with HomeLight, they will provide you with seller leads free of charge, and they'll collect a 35% referral fee on the back end. So it's zero marketing dollars up front, zero fee to sign up for HomeLight. But when you get a lead, you got to work it aggressively and pay a 35% referral fee. Up Equity will also give you instant cash offers for sellers. And certainly eXp Realty, I'm a little jaded because I happen to be with eXp and I built a sustainable rev share organization there. Probably one of the better things I've ever done with my career by aligning with eXp. But they have their Express Offers program where any agent who obtains their certification and is free to get your certification, you go to anybody in your state, give them a cash offer within 24 hours. Close as soon as 10 business days, get your full commission. When our investor buys it and relists it, you're guaranteed to get the listing back, and they pay you a 4% commission to list it. But on the deal, you get paid twice. But again, guys, that's not the point. The point is how you can leverage an investor relationship, whether it's through Express Offers, HomeLight, or just an investor that you happen to know in your market area. Heck, it could be a family member, a friend. But if they'll back you with cash offers, you too can go out to anybody in your state and put a cash offer forward. Now, guys, success leaves clues. Okay, we get this. Success leaves clues. Of the people that I coach that have achieved the highest results in terms of number of transactions and highest gross commission income, in all cases, and I don't care if it's Mark Spain, who closed over 8,000 transactions last year, Chris Waters, over 5,000 transactions last year, Lance Logan, over 4,000 deals, Chris Craddock, over 800 deals. I mean, in all cases, their number one lead generation magnet for seller lead generation is the cash offer. And by the way, if you go through just a little bit of a hassle to get your system set up, to get your investors to back your cash offers, guys, you could compete head on with Lance Logan and Chris Waters and Mark Spains of the world. You can compete with them head on by putting cash offers forward to anybody in your state. You could do a postcard to a geo-targeted community, again, saying the same thing. Are you thinking about selling your house? Don't worry about painting your walls, replacing your carpet, staging your house, or even showing it. I will give you an as-is cash offer within 24 hours, close as soon as 10 business days. Interested? Pick up the phone, give me a call. Guys, I can't think of an easier way to articulate this for you. I did mention earlier, and I know we're over on time, but I'm going to take just a minute. I want to articulate quickly a real estate investor strategy that would enable you to gain many relationships that didn't exist beforehand. Okay, so I want you to follow me on this. What this is a real estate investor webinar that is created and promoted by you. Okay, and I want to empower you to make this happen. Now, you could create your own presentation. You could take the stage for 2 hours, and it could be your talking head show for a 2-hour period, and you could certainly educate your audience, and you might find a few investors that way. It's great, but it's all on your shoulders. Here's what I'm going to encourage you to do. In marketing, they call this host-parasite relationship. And as gross as that sounds, essentially, we're the parasite that gets indirect access to the host's database. So I'm going to ask you to reach out to, if you want to engage in this initiative, you would assemble a team of promotion partners from 7 key industries that are not real estate salespeople, yet they are aligned with real estate in one way or another. So here's what I'm talking about. And there's 7 of them. Grab your pens and paper. I want you to write this down. A real estate attorney, a CPA, a 1031 tax deferred exchange specialist. So again, real estate attorney, CPA, 1031 exchange specialist, a property manager, a financial planner, a P&C insurance agent. That's property and casualty insurance, okay? And then a mortgage loan originator. 7 key players. I'm going to ask that you formulate and assemble your promotion partner team. I would ask you to ghostwrite an email marketing campaign that you're going to give to them, meaning it's in a Word document. All they have to do is copy and paste the subject line, copy and paste the body of the email, and then send it out to their entire database, which would include your registration links to attend the webinar. Maybe it includes a short little promo video that you put together. It's easy to put together, but you give it to them and you tell them on what dates they're going to send out invitation number 1, invitation number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And the frequency of these emails are going to increase as you get closer and closer to the deadline, the date of this presentation. Then you're going to ask them to present from their industry's perspective during the webinar for 10 minutes. Now you've got 7 players. That's 70 minutes of presentation already, hour and 10 minutes. Of course, there's going to be time between presenters. You're going to MC the event, okay? Where you introduce the next speaker and the next speaker and what they're going to gain by listening and so on and so forth. So the real estate attorney is going to talk to them about how to formulate an LLC and why that's important to house the asset. The CPA is going to talk to them about how to depreciate the asset. The mortgage originator is going to teach them how to do a cash out refinance and put their dormant equity to work for them. The financial planner is going to teach them how to take their 401k, convert it to a self-directed IRA, and invest their own money in real estate. The property manager is going to teach them how to identify and vet their potential tenants, like how to do background checks, how to put credit, things like this. See, this is an educationally based event. It's designed specifically how to teach them to be good investors. You'd be shocked at how many people you already know that would love to invest in real estate. They just don't know how to do it, and they're terrified to make a mistake. But this educationally based event is not a get-rich-quick scheme, kind of like the infomercials you see at 2 o'clock in the morning, where the guy's like, so-and-so made $45,000 in 2.5 days, and all they did was this. No, it's not that, right? This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is a get rich for certain process. Okay, so you're the last one to present during your webinar, and you share a couple of opportunities that are available today for purchase that would be rock solid investments. So you just share your screen, you show them the property that's available, you walk them through a basic APOD, APOD. Many of you are not familiar with that term, so let me tell you, it stands for Annual Property Operating Data, APOD. So all you have to do is Google APOD for real estate, and you're going to have a whole bunch of links come back with free online tools that you can create an APOD on any investment opportunity in your state. All you have to do is put in the property details, annual taxes. You make some assumptions in terms of maintenance fees, escrows for things like fencing and roofing and things like that. But it will spit out your cash on cash return, your overall ROI, your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your recapitalization rates, and you can really speak to that investment from a position of authority when you do this. So by pulling these 7 other players together, see, you could go out and invite a couple hundred people all by yourself. And I get that. You might get 10 or 20 to show up, and you might sell 1 or 2 investment properties. That's all good and fine. Yet if you involve these 7 other key players, give them a ghostwritten email and social media post campaign, give them the Eventbrite registration link, and ask them to invite their entire database to engage in this real estate investor webinar. See, now you're not just inviting a couple hundred people that are associated with your database, or maybe it's a couple of thousand. You're actually inviting, oh, I don't know, I guess that each one of these industry leaders would have at least a couple of thousand people in their respective databases. So 7 times 2,000, that's 14,000 additional people that can be invited to attend your real estate investment webinar. So by just going through a few gyrations and making this your marketing plan for the next 60 days to promote a webinar, think about it. You don't have much expense associated with this unless you wanted to do a direct mail piece inviting them to attend, which you don't have to. But you could promote it through ringless voicemail drops. You could promote it through text message broadcast. But the bottom line is they register, they show up because they trusted their attorney who invited them. They automatically trust you because you're perceived to be in business with the attorney. Guys, no matter which angle you look at this, it makes sense. Yet it also seems a little bit complex. So what I did is I developed a step-by-step real estate investment webinar in the box, basically. It's just do this first, do this second, do this third, right? The trail is blazed and the stepping stones are in place. If you guys would like access to that, if that idea resonates with you, here's what I want you to do. Just drop me a quick text. That's all you have to do. And I just want you to text me a couple of words, okay? Real estate investment webinar is what you're going to text me. And you're going to text it to my direct cell phone number, which I'm posting to the chat right now. It's 720-341-4876. And it is now posted to the chat. Unfortunately, only to the host. I apologize. Let me do that again to everyone. Here we go. All right. So there's my cell phone number, guys. 720-341-4876. If you want my step-by-step, fully articulated and transcribed real estate investor webinar in a box, just text me. Real estate investor webinar. That's all you have to text. Real estate investor webinar. Text it that number. Oh, I see my phone's already blowing up. What I'm going to do, oh, shoot, can you also text me your email address? I apologize. Just text me your email address. And I'm just going to email you the document in PDF format to where all you have to do is print it off and go step by step by step. And you will have a very successful real estate investor webinar. Now, here's the thing. The first time I did this, I did it all by myself. It was successful, but it wasn't as successful as it could be. The next time I went big and I invited these other 7 people to participate with me, created a lot of synergy because all of us are smarter than one of us, that's for sure. But it was hugely successful. In fact, 30 days after we did the event, I had already placed 8 properties under contract with an average sales price of $832,000. Now, this is back in the early 90s when my average sales price for mainstream residential real estate was around $130,000 per house. So I 6x'd my average sales price, and I made over $100,000 in 30 days by using this simple strategy. So guys, it's already articulated. All you have to do is just text Real Estate Investor Webinar to 720-341-4876. That's all you have to do. Send me your email address, though, in the text. I'm going to email you that document. Now, there's a couple of more things I just wanted to say before I let you guys run and get on with it. So marketing your webinar. Thought I had a slide for that here. Or marketing your ability to provide cash offers, excuse me. So social media, personal phone calls. So what do you say when you call them? How do you say it? Email marketing, text message marketing. Now, there's a couple of suggestions I have for you. Now, TCPA is really cracking down on real estate brokerages for sending texts in a B2C format. Okay, so going to consumer, there's a lot of rules and regulations. So easy texting, that's a typo, forgive me. It's not EX texting, it's EZ texting, that's my fault. Easytexting.com, slickstext.com, they are true broadcast text platforms, okay? You
Sean,
may find some trouble with them. Go ahead.
you're sharing the wrong screen. You are on your desktop.
Ah,
Sharing your
gotcha. Thank you. Yeah, when I exited out of that, it unfortunately made that mistake here. Can you see that okay? I don't need to get into presentation mode or anything like that. I just want to get this across. So slicktext.com, there's easytexting.com. This is true text broadcast. You may find some trouble with those platforms. I would strongly recommend Blue Text. What they do is they tie right into your actual cell phone. So the text comes from your cell phone. There's nothing about it that says broadcast text. It shows that it's a one-off text and it's TCPA compliant. So this is a company just kicked off by a good friend of mine, Matt Ron. He's the former founder and CEO of crmgrow.com, and he sold that to RedX, and he started this new program called Blue Text. I believe in it, guys. I would strongly encourage you to investigate bluetext.com. Also, ringless voicemail through slybroadcast.com. All you have to do is record your voicemail one time, upload the phone numbers that you want to receive your voicemail. Their phone doesn't even ring, but it does show missed call from your number, and they get to listen to your voicemail. But what a great way to put a cash offer forward. Are you thinking about selling your house? Don't worry about painting your walls, replacing your carpet, or staging your house. I'll give you a cash offer in 24 hours. Interested? Just call me back at 720-341-4876. Look forward to talking to you. Record it once. You can upload 1,000 phone numbers. It's 3.5 cents per voicemail. You can send 1,000 voicemails for $35, you guys. Strong way to get your message out there. Then, of course, direct mail, which costs you about $1 a piece. I would only do that if you're just really focused on one neighborhood that you want to farm, okay? Otherwise, the other modalities are much less expensive and highly effective. So guys, we do this every single week, every week, for you to improve your knowledge, your skills, your mindset, your habits. So I want you to show up again next Tuesday, all right? We're doing it again on Tuesday, every Tuesday. And until then, just be on purpose, be productive, be powerful. And if you maybe want a little bit of help, you've got my cell phone number. Just text me. Shon, I maybe want a little help. We could engage in a free one-on-one coaching session with zero pressure, no sales strategy, nothing cheesy, just 30 minutes of your time to find a profound sense of clarity. If you'd like some help, just text me at that number. Just say, Shon, I'd like some help. Can we do a free coaching call? Absolutely. No strings, no obligation. Just 30 minutes to find clarity, to learn how to make a lot more money. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to your family. Let's get on the phone. Let's make that happen, guys. I look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you all. Bye-bye.